ladies and gentlemen, Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming from Beckley's Camping Center today to show you the Tab 400. Now this is the BoonDock series. I'm going to show you the extra things you get when you get the BoonDock series. For more information on this camper or any others, be sure if you call, if you email, or if you stop by Beckley's Camping Center, you do ask for Paul, the Air Force guy. So let's get on to this camper. So the first thing you're going to notice up front here is this platform, and of course where your LP bottle is going to be. So this is the BoonDock series, and this gives you a little bit more of an area where you can carry things. Be sure that you check the tongue weight rating for your tow vehicle. As of right now, the way this thing sits here, you have a tongue weight of 430 pounds. And we haven't loaded anything inside. And of course, it does have a full LP bottle here, but be careful. Make sure that you're not overtaxing your vehicle by putting too much weight up front here. Cool thing what they did with this as well is notice how when you lift this, it has a little strut. So now you're not having to worry about that banging into your camper, and it makes it easier for you getting in and out. You're not having to hold it up with your head or anything of that nature. Now you do have a little bit of storage area in here. Let me show you that. So kind of giving you an idea what that looks like there. And you can see a pretty good storage area in here. Now some have asked, can I put a second LP bottle in there? Well, sure, if you'd like to, that you may do that. Just consider the weight. Now when you're looking on the off-door side, you're going to notice that you're going to have a black tank rinse. Benefit of having a black tank rinse is now you do not have to drag a hose in and put it down through the toilet. Of course, your dump and everything is right down below here. That's where you'll be emptying your black and gray tanks. You have an outside shower here with hot and cold water. Benefit there is a little help you clean up after you empty your tanks. Back behind here, this is where you'll be filling your fresh water tank or hooking up your water. If you wanted to hook up to cable, you could hook up to cable right here. And of course, your electrical hook up here, and that's so that you can get to the Alde system right in there. That whole Alde system takes care of your heat and the water heater right there. So that is on this side of the camper. I want to give you just a little bit closer look on this stuff. So there's your outside shower where you can hook up your water, your cable, your electric. Now this is where your Alde system is. And this is your water heater bypass. You have your low point drains in here. You got your dump valves for the Alde system. This is your temperature control for the Alde system right here. Now, for those of you that may have had an issue with the temperature maybe not getting hot enough, you can go ahead and turn this thing, turn it as high as it'll go, remove this screw to get it past the stop, move it past the stop, put the screw back in and turn it again, and that should solve your heating problem with the water. Just be careful when you do that. Make sure you're not making it too hot. Right next to this is the Alde exhaust, and then this is where you could put a sewer hose. Now some people ask, well, what is this antenna for here? That antenna is for your stereo. Now if you wanted to put an antenna on there for your TV, you could always plug an HD antenna into your cable connection right there, and then just stick it to the sidewall here. I have had customers do that as well. Now on the back here, I'm going to just kind of get up a little bit so you can see, you have the ability to put solar panel on the roof here. And then of course the two white things, vents, you have a power vent fan, and the other vent fan is for the bathroom. The round black vent tube you see on the far left hand side, that is the vent tube for your black tank. So this is the back side of your Tab 400 and the roof. As you can see, you still have that nice slant in the back, giving you better ground clearance. Now when you get this BoonDock series, this is the BoonDock Lite series, you're going to get the larger tires, the pitched axles, so it's going to give you greater ground clearance. So this is what you're looking at for ground clearance here. On the side you do have access to some storage, and then the batteries, you have two 6-volt batteries, 220 amp hours, and this is going to be your little storage in here that you're able to get to, and then you have a battery disconnect right there. So that's inside of this storage. Now looking on your door side, what you're going to notice is that the light on the outside, not that bright white light anymore. You can see it's yellow. Also, you're going to have a nice little light down here for the step. So you'll be able to, it's a nice little blue light, so you're going to be able to see where your step is in the evening. You've got two 110 receptacles right here, so you're able to play some music or do some whatever you'd like on the outside. But as you're going in, what you're going to notice is they've got this BoonDock handle. Nice heavy handle for you to grab when you're going in or out of your camper. Now keep in mind, and I'll link down below the video of them actually building the Tab 400s, because it'll explain the importance of the materials, the Azdale, that they're using in the sidewalls, the roof panels, and so forth. But let's get inside. So as you're going in, what you're going to notice, your door, very usable. You can actually, use this for a little trash can, keep some bags in there, whatever. You can go ahead and make it private for when you're looking outside. You've got two other cubbies right up there as well. And of course, very importantly, your fire extinguisher. So as you come in, you're going to notice kind of the same design as before. What you're going to notice though is now they have a different key for the door lock up in the front. See, kind of the same dinette in the front here, but you're going to notice that the AC is not down here anymore. They have moved that. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and removed a couple of the mattresses here. We're trying to get this one ready for a customer. You're going to see for the beds they're using the Froli system, but then under here, this is where your air conditioning system is. And it's going to go ahead and take care of cooling your whole coach. You see it has air blowing from there as well as air blowing from up front here. So, and that's kind of taken some of the weight from being up underneath this seat and move that to the rear. So as you come in the door, this is where you're going to be controlling. This is your Alde system. It's a 3020 HE system. And then this is going to be for your air conditioning system. And I'm going to actually do a video on how to operate your air conditioning system with that control panel there. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll link it down below once I do have it here. So for those of you who may be watching it down the road. Here's where you're going to check your tanks and your levels. Turn your water pump on, your porch light, sink light, accent light is all right there. So it's just as you come in the door. I want to show you also as you come in the door right here, this is where you have 110 outlet, you have a 12 volt charging port as well as USB, and then this is for your 1200 watt inverter, and that'll operate certain 110 outlets for you, so you can actually use it if you're boondocking. Right forward to that right here, this is going to be your breakers and fuses, nicely located there for you. And you can see this is where you're going to be putting your table down. Now if you remember before, they used to have that USB and 110 outlets back under here, which made it very, very difficult, made it hard, especially when you made it to bed. So by moving it over to here, makes it much more user-friendly. You can see the cutouts on the underneath your wood here, and that is for your Alde system when it's heating your coach. You're also going to notice that this floor is a little bit different than before. I know some people will like it, some people won't. And of course you have your window up in the front, storage up above here. You can see you have another little reading light which you can turn on to give you more light for the table. You've got the privacy for your porthole type windows on the sides. And then back behind here, because it is set away from it, you do have little cubbies on both sides back in this area. So keep it a little bit out of sight, out of mind. Stereo speakers up in the top here. Going to be on either side of your dinette. So that is what your dinette area looks like. Now you do have another light here that you can turn on. First time you push it, you just have a little blue light. Notice it's kind of hard to see. Then it comes on light. It's a little brighter and really bright. So you can set that to where you'd like it to be. So it's right up there. So now you have your power vent fan, and one little note it has on there, it says please ventilate cabin for sleeping. Now you're able to direct the air where it's pulling down in the coach or it's pulling through. If you are pulling it through, you want to make sure that you have another window or something opened so that you're not overtaxing this fan, because with not enough airflow, that fan motor will burn up. Now here's something you could do. Let's say it's raining out and you have a cover on that. And I do highly recommend you put a cover on it so you can use it in the rain. Let me show you what you can do with your windows. So your windows, you have these locks that you get to lock. And let me go on the outside. I want to show you how you can lock it in a position where you can still have airflow, but you don't have to worry about a lot of critters and so forth getting in. So what I want to show you, when you're bringing this in, what's happening is you're locking it on this part. If you will lock it in the middle of these two, what that'll do is that'll leave the window out away from this rubber, and air will still be able to get up in through, giving you some ventilation. Let me show you what that looks like. So as you can see now, what I have is, instead of having it all the way in the inside, I have it right in that middle, and that way there, it would still be able to get some airflow through that window. And you can do that on all of your windows, and that'll pull the air through for you. So just a little tidbit of information. Now, to keep the critters out, what you can do is you can either have this pulled down, or if it's at night, you want to still pull some air through, you can have it up somewhat, so you can have still some air coming through there. It'd be quite helpful for you. Now, looking through your kitchen, you got a couple different options for your kitchen. One, as you can see, we have this, it's like a 2 cubic foot refrigerator right here. This is something you could get, or if you choose to, you can eliminate that and actually have a larger refrigerator, which will take up this storage on this side. So that is one option, one thing you get to choose. The other thing is, if you would like to have a microwave, you can put the microwave up here. Otherwise, you have additional cabinet space. Now for your kitchen counter, you're going to have your sink here. Nice thing is, when you're not using it, you have additional counter space. Same thing with your 2-burner cooktop, when you're using it and when you're not. The nice thing is you have ample counter space on either side when you're cooking. Now while you're cooking, if you'd like, you could pull this TV out a little bit and angle it. That way there you could see it from the dinette if you wanted to. Then up above, as you can see, you have little storage there. And then these are new handles. You have a little push thing up at the top, which locks it, as you can see right here. And that's going to lock it right behind there. And it's kind of like a soft close for the door, but you do have to push on it to make sure that it gets closed all the way. Now up on your counter here, you do have 110 outlet. So you're able to access that, so for your coffee pot and so forth. Underneath your sink, you're going to have ample storage down here. As you can see, both doors do open, giving you access to that storage. Notice how the lines are out of the way, and they have everything quite nicely tucked away in there. Then for your additional storage here, you're going to have a drawer. Notice how it pulls out. It's a full extension drawer glide. And then for your silverware, you can pull that up and you have additional storage underneath your silverware. Down below that, you have access for additional storage again. See, they cut across the wheel well, but notice how they insulated it. And then down below the refrigerator, you have another drawer for storage. Now, I mentioned this earlier about the Froli system for your beds. What's really nice is, from a maintenance standpoint, you can see how when you need to get over here to your Alde system, that is hinged. So when you hold that up out of the way, it makes it nice and easy for you. Same thing with this part here. This is also hinged. So now, for you to get under here, this is where you're going to have your Pure Sine 1200 watt auto transfer. That's your inverter right there. Very easy for you to access this stuff. This is your Alde system. And as you had saw before, this has the 3020, which is going to give you this additional storage tank here, making it a little bit nicer for you when you're taking a shower. Going to give you a better continuous hot water. And back in this area, you can see this is your AM/FM CD stereo with a DVD player. You have an AC duct over here, so you're still blowing AC in this particular area. You have your stereo speaker there. You're also going to have two up front, and then there's another one over here, so that if you're watching a movie while you're in bed, makes it quite nice. Back over here, you can see that you have lighting back behind that panel, which is directed right here. And then, of course, you have these lights here. You can make it blue, or if you hold the button, now you have a reading light. So that's right here in the bed area. Now, also in this little cubby by your bed here, this gives you a little place to set your phones, charge them either with 110 or the USB, which is going to be using your 12-volt system. I realize it's not 12-volt, but it is connected to the battery, giving you the power to charge your phone. I want to give you a look at your camper from this perspective. So you can see your kitchen and the dining room and so forth. Now, if you elect for the smaller refrigerator, then you're going to actually have storage here. You can use this for hanging clothes. It's also, you can use it for pantry if you'd wanted to. And you're able to check your Alde system right there. Now, they have a compartment down below here. This is not for storage. This is for you to service your water pump and other items in here dealing with the water system. So that's all right in this area. You see you have a light in here, makes it a little bit easier. Now, people really like the bathroom in this one because the door opens up nice and wide. As you see, you have a mirror on it. And then, of course, it is a rather large-sized bathroom. Good storage up behind there. Now, you're going to notice that your curtain, when you put your curtain up, it's going to cover all that wood there. It's going to come around over here, and it's going to continue past the door. So this is the bathroom. Now you have a sink, and in this particular sink, you're able to fold this thing up so it's out of your way. See, so it's out of your way there. And then you've got plenty of floor space. So in this particular one, if you want to stand up, take the shower, you can, or you can still sit on the toilet. You see how they cover the toilet paper? And when you're not using the curtain, they put this little holder back here, and you're able to stick that holder right there. And you can see that you have places that you can hang some towels or different things, and that would be back behind your curtain. And you have a little vent fan in here, so you can vent out any of the mist from your hot shower. And you have an adjustable head for the shower. You can see they went with a little bit more stylish type shower head, more European style. And then, of course, you have a light switch back here, so it shuts off the lights back behind that. But then you can also see 110 outlet for you. And again, that's going to be back behind your shower curtain. So that's right there in the bathroom. Now, one of the last things I wanted to show you, of course you probably already know about this, is the screen door. So the screen door pulls out, it's already framed in there, makes it very easy for you to open and close. The other nice thing is the way that this thing is set up is that nobody's going to be walking through that like some of these other screen doors you see out there. So quite the nice little accessory to have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I do appreciate you watching. Again, it's Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy. This is the 2020. This is the TAP 400 BoonDock Lite series. For more information on this camper or any others, be sure if you call, if you email, or if you stop by Beckley's Camping Center, you do ask for Paul, the Air Force guy. Do appreciate you watching, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.